Hey everybody, today I'm doing a different style of video. I'm going to do a Vanity Fair style question video. I don't have any production team and I don't have any post-editing skills that aren't crazy, so I will be my own interviewer. I kind of just copy the questions. I don't know what I'm going to ask myself, and I'm going to try to do this every year. To be honest, with my memory, in a year, I'm probably going to forget the questions again, and my answers will be just as genuine. So I hope you enjoy. Let's get right into it. So what is your idea of perfect happiness? Seeing my family smile. I think for me, I don't really care too much about a lot of things. I am not very materialistic. The favorite objects that I like to have are bread or bagels, sometimes cookies or hot chocolate. So I think I really just want to see the people around me smile. What is your greatest fear? Not being able to control certain things. I've always had the fear of not having enough power to make a difference, and I think by far that is my biggest fear. What is the trait you most deplore in yourself? Well, that's a weird way of asking a question, but I guess it would be that sometimes I could be condescending. I wish that I wasn't as rude as I am to people. Yeah, I would say that part I don't like as much because it doesn't help people feel better. What is the trait you most deplore in others? The trait that I don't like most about people would probably be that they don't value time as much as I do. I think that especially over the last year, I have been super sensitive about where I put my time into things, and I don't want to say that I feel like people are wasting time, because I think that everyone's on their own track and everybody's progressing in the way that's best for them. But I think there is a lack of sensitivity that time is something that's very precious and a very finite resource. God, I could just imagine myself watching this in a year. I hope I don't cringe at myself. Which living person do you most admire? I think the person that I most admire would be my little brother. I think that I have spent a lot of my life restricting myself in order to do the right thing, to do things that are financially correct or traditionally correct. And I see my brother living a life of joy and freedom and enjoyment in the present moment. I'm a little jealous of it, but overall, I'm super happy that he grew up that way. And it's one of the things that I admire most about him. What is your greatest extravagance? I guess that question means, what do I own? Like, what's the most expensive thing that I have? I guess the most expensive thing that I have would either be my company laptop. That's like $3,000. In terms of something that I bought for myself, it would probably be my computer 6 or 7 years ago, and that was around $1,500. What is your current state of mind? I guess my current state of mind is that I'm content with where I'm at right now, but I don't like being content. And so I'm trying to push myself to do more things and to spread the amount of influence that I have a little bit more so that I could help educate and impact other people's lives. What do you consider the most overrated virtue? That is a good question. I think the most overrated virtue is being there for people. I think that there's a connotation that to be there for people, we need to physically be around them. But I think in general, I've learned that people can be with you spiritually. People can send their love and support from halfway across the world, and it doesn't mean that it's any less important. On what occasion do you lie? Oh man, I just went through the ringer where I lied about a lot of things. Like, for example, I lied about my body count for one, and I decided to come clean and I was telling people about it and I was being honest. So I guess the occasion in which I lied before was I would lie because I was scared about how other people would think about me. And the occasions that I lie now would probably be to protect my family maybe. But in general, I've been pretty honest and trying to stay away from lying at all. What do you most dislike about your appearance? I don't know, maybe I dislike my chest. I mean, you guys can't see my chest, but I don't know, it's a little too big. I have a little bit of like belly fat, which I can be a little bit insecure about sometimes, but those would be the two things that I dislike the most. But it's not too bad. I'm pretty confident about how I feel, so yeah. Which living person do you most despise? I don't despise too many people, so I guess I have to tone it down a bit because my level of despising isn't that high. So I guess it would be a person that was rude to me and had road rage or something. I don't know. I don't hate anybody. So yeah, maybe I'll hate somebody in a year. What is the quality you most like in a man? I don't know how this question was phrased, but I guess in terms of masculinity, I definitely love the quality of being a provider. That is definitely like a quote unquote masculine trait that I definitely like to have, and something that I just respect a lot about a lot of men that are taking care of families. What is the quality you most like in a woman? Man, I'm a sucker for the nurturing part of it. I like the cooking, I like the baking, in terms of like traditional, stereotypical feminine qualities. So yeah, I get down in the kitchen too. I cook, I clean, but I don't know. There's something nice about when my mom is cooking or if my girlfriend is cooking. Which words or phrases do you most overuse? Man, I have a toxic one right now. We have been saying "I'll allow it" in my friend group, and yeah, it's pretty bad. It's like if somebody is just trying to do anything, being a normal human being. For example, they say, "Oh, I'm gonna go to McDonald's," we'll say, "I'll allow it." Yeah, that is, yeah, don't try it, but also kind of try it if you're trying to mess with people. What or who is the greatest love of your life? I mean, I'll answer both. What is the greatest love of my life would probably be my computer. I love my computer. I love that it connects me to so many things. It is what brings me home. It's what centers me. It allows me to de-stress and to do a lot of things that wouldn't be possible to do, like, I mean, content creating or working on the mobile app that I'm doing. In terms of who is the greatest love of my life, that would be my girlfriend. I definitely love her to death. She is definitely the greatest person that I love. I don't know, she's done a lot more than she knows, and she helps me grow. And she's also somebody that is very present in the moment, and I'm a very futuristic thinker, and so sometimes it helps to have somebody to bring me down to the present and to help me enjoy the moment instead of thinking about all the things in the future. When and where were you happiest? Oh, that's a really good question. I would say it was my last birthday. I went to Montauk, which is this beach in New York, Long Island. You like drive all the way out, and I don't know, it was one of those moments where it was just really quiet and really isolated, and is one of the moments where I just forgot that I had a lot of pressure in the world, and it just allowed me to enjoy being in the moment. And also I got bagels after, so that was also really nice. Which talent would you most like to have? Probably editing. I would like to be better with editing. I wish it didn't take hours for me to edit film. It would just make my life a lot easier. And I think in general, I would probably just say being a better content creator. I think that's in line with editing, and that's a part of it, but I just want to be a better content creator in general. I want to be in front of more faces, in front of more people, and impact more people. I feel like that was a super generic answer, but whatever. If you could change one thing about yourself, what would it be? I mean, I kind of answered it before with trying not to be condescending, but if I could change one thing about me, it would be being able to be more understanding of people, seeing things from a different perspective, and giving people, everybody that I talk to, whether it's like an argument or a conversation, the safe space to speak how they want to speak. I think that's super important. I feel like a lot of people feel attacked when they have arguments, or they feel like people are blaming them, and I don't want people to feel that way when they're talking to me or even arguing with me. What do you consider your greatest achievement? Oh man, my greatest achievement so far was getting my job at Google. That was my dream company since I was a kid in high school, and it was just a giant joke. I saw the search bar, I dreamt about being a part of the company, and now I am. So that is by far my greatest achievement, but I'm hoping to do a lot more things and grow a lot more and have more achievements after this. So stay tuned, subscribe, and maybe join me on my journey. If you were to die and come back as a person or a thing, what would it be? I would probably come back as an otter, I have a thing for otters. It's cool how they're just laying back, especially when they're in the water. I think I heard that they hold hands in the water when they're chilling, so that would be a vibe. Where would you most like to live? I would most like to live, if I had the opportunity, to be in some penthouse in Manhattan. I don't know, I'm not super materialistic, but I'd like to see the type of view that a lot of rich people have. Maybe one of the stereotypical ones where it kind of looks out into Central Park, but that would be a cool place. I also have student loans, and it would be nice to live in my own place in general. I would also like to move in with my girlfriend, so yeah, lots of dreams in terms of living somewhere else. What is your most treasured possession? I'm gonna grab this. My most treasured possession is this super like old friendship bracelet. Oh man, it's not gonna focus, but okay, wait. Whatever, you see it enough. My girlfriend made me that. It was our first friendship bracelet, and I don't know, I'm a super huge sentimental person. She gave it pretty early in our relationship, and it meant a lot to me. So when it was about to break, I was scared that it was going to fall off of my wrist one day. So I just took it off and I put it on my desk, and I said, you know what? It's better here than lost out in the wind. What do you regard as the lowest depth of misery? Oh man. The lowest depth of misery would probably be losing someone. I think there's a lot of grief that comes with losing somebody, and even worse if they're still alive. When somebody passes away, there's little that you feel like you can do, because whether you want to believe it or not, it's over. But when somebody's still alive, if you break up in a relationship or you have a divorce, you get a lot of questions of what if. Not that I've had anybody pass away recently or have lost a relationship recently, but I think that's a pretty low point for anybody dealing with that. What is your favorite occupation? My favorite occupation, I guess it would be my job. I'm a software engineer. I like being a software engineer. I can't say that I like content creation more. I would say that I like it equally as much. And so I'm trying to like integrate things, or trying to find a life where I get to enjoy all the things that I love equally. What is your most marked characteristic? I feel like that's a question for other people, but if I had to look at myself and say what was the most marked characteristic about myself, I would probably say my consistency. I think I didn't realize it was a skill or an ability or anything to be super proud about, but I think the more I grew up and the more I started doing things on my own, the more I learned to appreciate the consistency that I put into a lot of my work. What do you most value in your friends? Man, I value a lot of things, but I think the thing that I value the most is that they have the emotional and physical capacity to listen to my issues and to give feedback. I know that it's never easy to have people offload different problems onto you, but I appreciate it a lot, and it means a lot. It means the world when they just give me the space to vent. Who are your favorite writers? I didn't have any favorite writers until 6 months ago when I started reading books again, but my favorite writer in the past was Rick Riordan. I was a fan of the Percy Jackson series, but nowadays my favorite writers would be like Stephen Covey and Mark Manson, and hopefully within a few months I can read that book, The Almanac of Naval Ravikant, and Naval can also be added to a list of greatest writers for me. So I'm a big fan of self-improvement. Who is your hero of fiction? I guess which fictional superhero I like the most? I would probably say Iron Man or Spider-Man. I'm a fan of Marvel stuff. I would probably say Spider-Man because I like that attitude that he has. Actually, I take that back. I don't know, there's so many Spider-Mans. So Iron Man. Which historical figure do you most identify with? I'm not a big fan of history in general. Someone that I liked a lot was Barack Obama. So I don't think I identify with him, but I like his leadership. Who are your heroes in real life? The heroes in real life would probably be my parents. I grew up poor. My parents dedicated a lot towards me and my little brother, and I think they'll always be my heroes. I think they'll always be the people that I look up to. I think nowadays they tell me that I shouldn't be like them because they want me to be better, but I think they give themselves too little credit. I think that they have phenomenal qualities that a lot of people don't have, and that I definitely don't talk to them enough about. But I think that heroes are people that save people, and especially with the hero quality of giving everything that you have towards helping people. They have given everything in their life with their time and energy towards me and my brother. So yeah, they're my heroes. What are your favorite names? Man, I can't help it, but I always think of like baby names. I would probably say that my favorite names right now would probably be Liam and Tommy. I don't know, I also kind of like Giselle. Cynthia's nice too. I don't know, I'm gonna have to think about that one, maybe for next year. What is it that you most dislike? The thing that I most dislike is that I feel like I don't have enough time in the day. I constantly think about if I should wake up early or if I should wake up early, work late, and have coffee, but I've never been a coffee person. So I feel like there's not enough time in the day. I wish that I had the financial capacity to offload a lot of things, like if I could outsource to an editor so I didn't have to edit hours of footage, or if I had people to find b-roll for me. But I want to get to a point where it doesn't feel like that anymore. What is your greatest regret? I mean, that's a harsh one, but I guess my greatest regret would probably be not having the power to save the last house that I was in with my family. I really wanted to be the person to save my family in that instance, or to find a solution so that we could keep that house, because it felt like home, and it honestly felt like I was losing my home and that my family was losing their home. And I think it was just a really sad moment for me where I wanted to be this beacon of hope, and in that moment I wasn't able to help, and I just felt super powerless. Nowadays I feel like it's understandable that I didn't have the power to change things, but I think it's just a regret because I wish that I could have. I wish that I had the power to do it. I think also up there is not having the best relationship with my brother. So I did some things in the past, I've apologized for things in the past, and I'm working towards making things better, but that will always be a regret, not spending enough time with my brother. How would you like to die? I was not expecting to answer that question peacefully in like maybe in my sleep, or I don't know, in a hospital bed. I don't know about people around me, but probably would just like to pass away with a few people that I really care about. I don't know if I'd want them to be there, but I know that they would want to be, so I want them to be there to make them happy. Last one, what is your motto? Oh man, it is full circle because it's the end of the video and I could just say it. So if you liked the video, make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. And here's the motto: keep improving, stay productive, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.